Tonight on the Tool Show, we've got new tool announcements from Ryobi, Metabo HPT, Klein, and Milwaukee.
We also have something unique to share in our Tool Show and Tell. We have some head-to-heads, lights, jigsaws, impacts, trim routers, and more.
Those stories are coming up right now on the Tool Show.
Welcome back, Tool fans. I'm Sarah, and with me, as always, is Rob. There were a ton of new tools announced this week, starting with something green. Ryobi announced 5 new additions to their USB lithium-powered tools, starting with a pair of ratchets, including a 1/4 inch and a 3/8 inch version. These obviously aren't going to be popping lug nuts off your car, but Ryobi says that they're perfect for bicycle repair, automotive maintenance, and furniture assembly. They're both very compact and light. They have variable speed triggers for better control, and an LED light so you can see your work. Both will be available next month for $69 each.
Next up is a USB lithium LED pivoting laser flashlight kit. It features 625 lumens of brightness, accessible in 3 different modes, all in a durable, compact design. And the built-in red dot laser makes it easy to point to which sandwich is yours from across the job site. Hands off, Eric. It has a useful 180-degree pivoting head and a magnetic base. It will be available next month for $49.97.
And then look at this thing! This was a pleasant surprise. It's a USB lithium LED magnifying light kit. How cool is that? It has 3 times magnification and a 200 lumen LED light, all in a handy magnifying glass format. I want this thing. It includes one of their FVBO1 batteries, which can power it for 16 hours. Best of all, it's only $39.97. And if you like any of these new USB lithium tools or already have a few, you'll be happy to see their last announcement. That is the new FVBO2 2-amp-hour battery, which has a unique USB-C outlet that allows you to charge your mobile devices. Super cool, and only $5 more than their standard 2-amp-hour battery. You can pick it up next month for $24.97.
Milwaukee started dropping new stuff early this week, and after the 3rd notice, we were wondering if this was the beginning of the next pipeline event. It's not. I just can't get pipeline off my mind. And while that's still a month away, we have new products to show you today. Starting with a newly updated line of workwear. It includes a new WorkSkin base layer crew shirt and pants. They both feature sweat wicking fabric and a brushed fleece interior design to keep you dry and warm. They also announced FreeFlex insulated jackets with quilted linings to protect against wind and water, and adjustable snap cuffs to accommodate your work gloves. Then there's the FreeFlex softshell hooded jacket with a brushed fleece interior, wind and water resistant shell, and tough elastic cuffs. Plus the new FreeFlex insulated bibs with a lot of those same features. Look super comfy. And finally, a new line of gridiron pocket t-shirts built from durable fabric for the job site and engineered for a broken-in comfort on day 1. The line will launch next month.
Milwaukee also announced new sets of tap and dies in both standard and metric straight flutes, taper taps, and standard and metric hex dies. They also announced a hex lock 2-in-1 threading handle and tap collet as well, and a whole series of sets including pack-out versions. They'll all be available next month. They also announced new long-reach pliers in 13-inch straight nose and 45-degree nose versions, and long-reach hose grip pliers in several sizes as well. Each one costs $39.99 on its own, but kits are offered as well with a bit of a discount.
Metabo HPT continues to launch new tools, this time announcing a new narrow crown stapler. That is the Metabo HPT 18-volt multi-volt brushless 18-gauge 1/4 inch narrow crown stapler, the N1804DA. It's spec'd to take on pneumatic competitors without the hoses and compressors. It delivers up to 2 staples per second, driving 18-gauge narrow crown staples from 1/2 inch to 1 1/2 inch length. They say it can handle up to 1,000 staples on a single charge of the included 2-amp-hour battery. You can pick one up today for $2.99.
Our last new tool news comes from Klein, who launched 3 new backpacks this week. First up is the Klein Tradesman Pro XL Tool Bag Backpack, available in both black and camo. You know, if you're hoping to lose your tools in the woods or something. Each one features 40 pockets, 27 interior, and 13 exterior. They also launched the Klein Tradesman Pro XL Tech Tool Bag Backpack, which has only 28 pockets, but includes a separate padded section specifically for your laptop. All 3 bags have an external USB-C port for charging devices outside of your backpack, a tough molded bottom for stability, heavy-duty water-resistant 1680D ballistic weave material, an interior headlamp bracket, and more. All 3 bags are available now for $129. Although I did find the XL in black for as little as $119, so keep an eye out for the best price.
All right, guys, it's time for another Tool Show and Tell. This week we have this super clever tool from a company called Tight Reach. This is their 3/8-inch professional extension wrench and a socket set combo kit. This bar has a pair of sprockets inside linked by a chain. At each end we have pass-through 3/8-inch square slots where you can use a socket on one end and a wrench on the other, giving you 10 extra inches of reach. Perfect for those hard to reach bolts, or even just to get your ratchet away from the work where you can more easily move the handle without busting your knuckles on something. It can handle up to 125 foot-pounds of direct torque or 400 foot-pounds when using an impact wrench. This is actually very clever, and this version comes with a socket set that includes several adapters and a bunch of low-profile sockets in both standard and metric. You can get the full kit for $133, or just the wrench and a few adapters for only $76. Now, I don't wrench on cars enough to really get my value out of this, but I know some of you guys might. So let me know in the comments if you think this is a good idea or a gimmick.
Moving on to a ton of great tool videos that we found this week, starting with Tim Johnson, who got his hands on the all-new Milwaukee Pack-Out tap and die set and the handy new hex lock handle. He does a great job of detailing each kit and even taps a few holes for us.
Sarah and I were both gifted an O-Knife last year. We're both quite fond of them, but the origin is from the O-Light company. And this week, Last Best Tool tested their new 1600 lumen Swivel Pro Max rotatable foldable work light. And that's a lot of lumens for such a small light at only 4 by 6.3 inches. And best of all, it also works as a power bank as it charges your devices through the USB-C port. You can get one of those today for yourself for around $68.
Over at Tools Tested, they fired up their drill dyno to test mid-spec drill drivers from Hart, Cat, Bauer, Craftsman, Cobalt, and Skill. But this is only part 1 with what looks like another 6 yet to go, so hurry up and watch part 1 before part 2 comes out.
The new Rigid Track Saw is finally out and anxiously looking for attention amidst what feels like a dozen other options at this point. The first review we saw was from Matt over at 731 Woodworks, who spent a lot of time comparing it to its little Ryobi brother and even puts it up against the big dogs from Milwaukee and Festool.
Toolbox Buzz also got a hold of the same saw from Rigid and goes so far as to call Rigid the hidden gem in the tool industry.
Hey, Rob told me I was the hidden gem in the tool industry.
Oh, he lied to you. He big lied, like straight to your face. Yeah.
You know who wouldn't lie to me? Taylor.
How do you know that?
Because I haven't met him yet, so he hasn't had a chance.
Okay, point made.
This week he gets freaky with the Bosch Freak. I'm never saying that again. Now named the Bosch 18-volt connected ready 2-in-1 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch bit socket impact driver wrench kit. All right, now I kind of wish they called it the Freak. Taylor figures out if it's worth it or if having dedicated tools for dedicated jobs is a better way to go.
My favorite New Zealander has some blessed tools in his shop this week. That is the Makita 40-volt barrel grip jigsaw. Blessed be. He compares it to the 18-volt version, and the similarities pretty much end at the appearance. He eventually brings in a D handle as well, but honestly, who knows why.
Flex is back in the tool review zone this week, this time with their new trim router. Clint seems pretty fond of the little workhorse. After some upgrades to his own picnic table, quite frankly, we wouldn't be surprised if all the picnic tables in his neighborhood have a fresh, crispy edge on them.
He does seem like he'd be a generous neighbor, wouldn't he?
Actually, I think he's an Ohioan just like us, so no, I doubt it. We're all jerks.
Oh, fair point. Todd's testing gasoline! Oh my god, I bet that was the best smelling test he's ever conducted.
What is wrong with you?
Delicious. He sets out to answer the question, is higher octane fuel better? I'm just mad you can't smell all of that testing, but it's still worth a watch at Project Farm.
Okay, really quickly, could you please clarify that you don't drink gas so we don't get
Ew,
demonetized?
that's gross. Of course not.
All right, you just like the smell.
I mean, if it was a perfume.
No, please, no. Finally, our last stop is with Tool Test for your moment of zen before the weekend. This time, he's testing the DeWalt DCF 801 by driving screws and drilling holes and driving screws and drilling holes and driving screws.
I could literally go to sleep playing his videos. But not today, because we have a Platinum Tool deal. This week, our code will get you a free Flex 5-amp hour battery, which is worth $149 with any $200 purchase of in-stock Flex tools at ohiopowertool.com.
Now remember, the code will only work for the first 25 people, so move quickly. The code you need is TS59521. Good luck.
Before we go, I want to congratulate Cassandra, our executive promotional waitress, who just got engaged.
Congratulations, you two.
I also want to thank Flex, Spider, and Blockladder for continuing to support our show and our community of Tool fans.
All right, guys, if you can, do something kind for someone else this weekend, and we'll see you next week.